Hello everyone, Alcalger the SideQuest Gamer here, and I'm alive. Yeah, sorry for being sick for over a week. There's really nothing I could do about that other than pull through. And I'm better, not 100% better, but enough to get a video out. Anyways, today we are taking a look at Yoshi's Cookie. What a strange title for a game. But how is it? Well, let's take a look at it. It is a late NES game, so this should be interesting. Yoshi's Cookie. I can already smell the Nintendo capitalism on this title. After Yoshi had one prominent appearance in 1991's Super Mario World, he became a fan favorite instantly, and now he's everywhere! Seriously, Yoshi is in every Game & Watch Gallery game in existence. He's made a cameo appearance as a doll in Zelda Link's Awakening, he's in those awful Mario edutainment games, and even had his own on-rail shooter for the Super Nintendo. And last but not least, he even had 3 puzzle games. One was a Panel de Pon clone simply called Tetris Attack, the other was called Yoshi, where you stack things and move plates around, and the one I'm reviewing today is called Yoshi's Cookie. Developed by Bulletproof Software and published by Nintendo, Yoshi's Cookie is a puzzle game where the objective is to stack cookies of the same type into one column to make them disappear. You win the round by making all the cookies disappear on screen, but the challenge of the game is when more cookies join the mismatched stacks of cookies, therefore having to move more cookies of the same type into one column, and then get to making the other cookie types in your pile disappear. If you do manage to get combos for making several cookie types disappear at once, like a movement that matches 2 cookies to 2 of their respective columns, that would make the combo multiplier score even higher and would build up the meter of whatever cookie type the combo multiplier is applied to. If the meter of a certain cookie type fills up to the right of the screen, they will reward the player with a Yoshi cookie, which is compatible with any cookie type column and could serve as the last needed piece to a near complete column. This may sound complicated, but it's really not. You can actually figure it out for yourself. Just use your D-pad controlled cursor to move cookie columns left and right or up and down. It does require a sense of strategy, but the learning curve is not too steep at all. However, as you progress through each round, the initial pile will only get bigger and bigger, and the combining cookies will only get faster and faster, and you'll likely get a game over by the time you reach the 4th stage. But luckily, there's infinite continues, which is nice but not necessary for a puzzle game, especially since you can already choose what stage you want to start on before you even start the game. As a puzzle game, there really isn't much of a story, although the intro shows Mario leaving behind a jar of cookies after failing to open it, and then Yoshi comes in eating the jar, and then you see Mario angrily pursue Yoshi who's off screen and even has a hammer, and then Mario returns on screen with a jar of cookies. Did he hit the poor Yoshi in the head with that hammer? That's just mean. All he wanted was a little cookie. But in all seriousness, the graphics for the NES standards are really good. Sure, Mario looks very pale, but the pixelation of the 8-bit NES works in the game's favor as they make the cookies look crumbly and appealing. There is a SNES and Game Boy version, but they function the same, and the SNES version looks too much like candy rather than a cookie, and the Game Boy version is just a black and white version of the NES counterpart, so I do think the NES version is the definitive version to own, and this puzzle game is pretty underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, as it was probably dismissed as just a Nintendo cash grab, but I don't feel that way. Plus, it's relatively cheap on virtual consoles, so if you have $5 to blow, this game is worth your time, especially if you're into puzzle games. So overall, I would give Yoshi's Cookie an 89 out of 100. It's a very good puzzle game that's definitely worth a look. And even if you're not into puzzle games like me, you can still find a lot of enjoyment out of it. It is not a long game at all, as most of my play sessions average at approximately 45 minutes, but it does have a high replay value, and I do find myself going back to it occasionally. So that's Yoshi's Cookie. It's a pretty underrated puzzle game, and you should definitely check it out. Unfortunately, it's not on the Wii U or 3DS eShop yet. It is on the normal Wii eShop, if that's still up and running. But you really should check it out. It's definitely worth a look. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this episode, and to quote Agent Smith from The Matrix,
Cookies need love like everything does.